my dues, time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime.
Doesn't even seem right.
And bad mistakes, I've made a few.
The Toronto Raptors are
I've had my
NBA
shots
champions.
and kicks in my face, but I've come through. I need to go on. We are the champions, my friends.
I grew up having to go to exhibition games of teams I didn't even care about at the Sky Dome because we had none. I watched Mark Eaton play 18 minutes on purpose to get my NBA fix. And now a team from Toronto, a team from Canada, are NBA champions.
Tim, normally we would start the show with a vote on the lead. Today, that would insult your very intelligence. So we simply say the lead is brought to you by Rogers Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Check it. We're in command. Let's jack this a little bit up, guys. Let's let this breathe here.
I mean, NBA Jam was on more than NBA basketball when I played in the grade 8 tournament at Senator O'Connor. And I was on fire, 6-0. And now, that's Larry O'Brien.
Larry O'B.
It is Larry O'B.
Let me tell you something, Shivani.
You tell me something,
Let me
Shivani.
tell you something, Mean Gene, rest his soul. People thought this was a fad. People back in 1994, Habs fresh off a cup, Jays fresh off the highest payroll of baseball.
Basketball boy.
Basketball's good. They're going to call it the Raptors because the short arms. They're going to call them the Raptors because the movie. It's so weird. It's such a strange thing. Isaiah Thomas is involved. Oh, he would be a complete disaster.
Look at his 8-ball jacket.
Oh, he's got an 8-ball jacket in the Raptors of short arm. This isn't going to help in basketball.
Basketball.
Shootings? Raptors can't do this. It's not going to last, Tim. Basketball's a fad. It's not going to last. Then the Grizzlies left.
Yeah, there's a kind of proof that maybe it wouldn't last. I mean,
Vancouver's still thinking of you. We hate that moment.
yeah, forget David Stern said that, it was the worst move that he ever made. Well, never mind.
And some thought the Raptors may follow suit one day, Tim.
Some.
Not
Not all.
Some who thought the Leafs should be spending more on their players, but couldn't because Yogi Stewart had to get paid.
All right. Thank you.
Didn't feel right talking.
No, I understand.
People thought this was the redheaded stepchild of Maple Leaf sports and entertainment, not just in team, but in sport. It wouldn't last, McAuliffe.
Was that the over 7 million watching last night?
What did it peak at? Whatever.
Never mind.
7.23 to be exact. Stats. You know me, Tim. I'm the stat guy.
That's the average.
That's the average. What did it peak at? Do we know what it peaked at?
More than that.
You know what it peaked at? That's what it peaked at. This fan base has been kicked around forever. Forever.
Can we roll through what this fan base has been through to get to this point in time?
We only have 2 hours today.
I mean, they were chanting Ed O'Bannon when the selection was soon to be Rookie of the Year Damon Stoudemire. And now they're here. Do you know what I'm saying, 6-0? They booed the Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Now they're swarming downtown like they're giving out free $100 bills. High-fiving each other. Celebrating like, I don't know, a golden goal. Except it's just a golden trophy.
Just. How many young people watching that last night, Tim, watching for the better part of 2.5 months with you and I and millions of others across this country, went up to their parents today and said, I want to try this basketball I see on TV. I want to give this a shot. And the parents, knowing full well hockey is priced what it is, said, no problem. I'll buy you sneakers and get you a ball. That's easy. It has captured the attention of the entire country.
Yeah, I just can't get past, like, this is the same team that lost Damon, that lost Tracy, that lost Vince, that lost Chris Bosh.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Because the mood's about to change if we're going down that road. Cut the music. Play the other thing.
What is it?
Give me a little bit more, please.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a touch more, please.
Nina Banana, is that where you're going here?
You know it.
Wait, let's go in full Dan Le Batard here.
We have this track in our back pocket for special occasions. This is one of them.
Chris Childs once forgot the score for this franchise.
Much like J.R. Smith.
You remember that?
Yep.
Before J.R. Smith,
Yep.
there was Chris Childs.
Correct.
He once forgot the score in a very important playoff game. And now they got this.
Vince Carter dunked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Vince Carter made his name on dunking the basketball with his hands and a ball with a basket.
Put Toronto on the map.
The map.
And Frederick Weiss off the map by dunking.
Put cashews in that man's face during an Olympics. He was so good at dunking. Went down the Oracle. That barn they were in last night, that Raptor fan just took over and shut down. And Vince had the greatest moment in Raptors history at the Oracle. Then Vince didn't want to dunk. Vince didn't feel like dunking anymore. Vince didn't feel like playing anymore. And decided to leave. This wasn't for him. The Raptors weren't for him. Canadian basketball wasn't for him, despite the fact he inspired how many lottery picks in the last 7 years in the NBA, Tim. But no, Vince wanted to leave. So I left. Vince left. Tracy McGrady. You want to talk about Tracy McGrady?
This is a joyous moment, Sid. Why are you upset right now?
Because we need to relive all of it. Because I see two guys yesterday down at Oracle taking pictures like they're welcome.
Snap.
And they weren't.
No, I just meant snapping the picture.
Snapping the picture. Tracy McGrady knew what he was doing. He wanted to leave.
Listen, this franchise has been through a lot. They gave Yogi Stewart $24 million. His average per game at its highest in a season was 2.0. And now, they're NBA champions. Sixero, don't make this negative. Make this positive. They hired Kevin O'Neal. Do you remember his haircut? That guy ran pick and pop in a hotel room with a lamp. And now they're NBA champions.
He ran a box one with a lamp?
He ran a box and one on a lamp. The lamp ended up somewhere else. And now Nick Nurse, first year, hoisting Larry O'Brien. This isn't negative. This is positive.
You want to spin it as
Your
positive?
24 years of misery built to this moment, Sixero, this release, this joyous occasion where an entire city, dare I say a country, came together at this moment, Sixero. And they were high-fiving. They were happy. They were doing it for Pop So, for Mike James, for the Keon Clarks and the Carlos Delfinos, for the Jorge Garbajosa's and his leg. They did it for the Leonards, Kawhi, and of course Vashon. They did it for Mamadou Ndiaye and Jean Tabak, Sid. They did it.
There's a whole part of the song I've never heard before.
The 24 years of all of that agony and misery, the what, 19 years without a 7-game playoff victory leads to this, Sixero. Hito Turkoglu once got $53 million from this franchise, and his crowning achievement was yelling at Jack Armstrong, "Ball!" And you know where the ball is now? At the top of the Larry O'Brien trophy.
That's where the ball
That's
is.
your ball right there, Sixero.
Let's go.
Hito,
Hito's
we
your
found
ball.
it.
There's your ball.
It's right there.
Right?
Ball.
Oh, I'm not feeling well, but I'm going to go to the underground. I'm going to the underground. I'm not feeling well. I'm Hito Turkoglu.
Told you this is a joyous moment. Speaking of balls, 6-0, Masai Ujiri.
Masai Ujiri.
Oh my God.
Masai Ujiri.
I still believe in Masai.
The cops in Oakland are scared of Masai Ujiri. All right? That guy's walking into buildings and they're like parting like the Red Sea because Masai's going in there and who knows who he's going to trade next. Who knows what move he's going to pull off next. Gives a first-year coach who coached in England, for God's sakes, a chance at an NBA job. He lifted Larry O.B. He hugged players he acquired, went with champagne. Goggles aren't necessary. Stop with it. Sportsnet employee did it once. Everyone's doing it. Stop. Stupid.
Score.
Whatever. It was a score employee, wasn't it?
Right.
But you know the Sportsnet employee I'm talking about.
I think it's necessary.
It's
but
not
whatever.
necessary.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not necessary. And here's another thing.
Why are you getting mad?
Here's another thing.
Yeah.
This franchise has put up with ridiculous stuff internally during the games. Moaning in a one-point game with 2 minutes to go internally at Scotiabank is unnecessary and needs to stop. We've seen millionaires in the front row cheer for pizza in games they lost.
But now you're NBA champion.
But now everyone's grown up. Now we've reached a different level.
You're still mad.
I'm mad happy.
You're mad happy?
It's a thing.
What's that?
You're just
Is that
seeing
like a Mad Hatter, but the Mad Happy?
You're seeing it.
All right.
What I saw last night in terms of joy for that fan base, all the dumb-ish rushes back. I feel like acknowledging both. Tony Massenburg happened.
T-Mass.
Tony Massenburg happened, McCallum. And then you know what happened? This young in Dundas Square, this happened.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of people with BO everywhere got together last night.
What's it got to do with it?
There was, who knows what went on in that pile? I can only imagine. And whoever's controlling this camera zoomed in and out a lot.
Well, because
there's
there are
flares,
fireworks.
TFC supporters in the middle of this.
There were fireworks, 6-0.
Oliver Miller played for the team that won the title last night.
Oliver Miller.
Oliver Miller,
That is correct.
as a workout, ate Big Macs.
What?
As a workout. But these fans now don't care about that. They care about winning.
Some of them have never even seen it, 6-0. Some of those fans standing on those buildings
Like that guy.
and those signs
Look at that guy.
have never seen what you are talking about. Bruno is still 2 years away, and the Raptors are NBA champions.
Bruno Caboclo is 2 years away from being.
He's still 2 years away.
Still 2 years away, 2 years away. Masai made a pick, it didn't work out. Did not matter. Didn't matter. Maceo Baston played for this team.
Shut up, Maceo Boston.
Quincy Acey,
He could jump.
who
Baylor.
played 5 minutes a night but went to every steakhouse in Toronto. Played for this team. Champions, Larry O.B. The Larry O.B. OMG, the Larry O.B. This team has grown up, McAuliffe.
Oh, they've done grown up, 6-0. A year ago, this was LeBronto. And now, they're NBA champs. Just 1 year ago, that was the meme seen across the world. On Monday, that'll be the end of the championship parade. Ponder that for a moment. From LeBronto to the end point of a parade route that in Toronto had been planned for about 50 years but not really used outside of the Jays. And now, Marc Gasol is dancing with goggles on.
I want to see that one more time, guys. Marc Gasol is the hype man to Kawhi Leonard. We all knew this would happen. And it's somehow matching the 1,000-year-old music.
Yes.
He's hitting the posts. It all works. The goggles are still weird. This franchise couldn't get out of its own way. This franchise couldn't win a best of 7, barely won a best of 5. McCall needs a break. And here we are, dawn of a new sporting day in this country. The Raptors are NBA champions, and they did it in front of a global audience that matches only the English Premier League.
Do you know that once the biggest argument that I've ever had, the biggest argument that I've ever had in this business was whether or not the first couple of years of Jurassic Park would pay dividends in the long-term growth of the Toronto Raptors, which just had over 7 million people win the NBA Championship.
7 million.
Said we hosted court surfing. Remember that?
Court surfing.
Court surfing.
When Tyreek Evans was good.
We would just flip channels.
That's all we did.
And watch basketball. People would watch us flipping channels.
Tim, there aren't enough people in Canada who like basketball to this level. They need more Leafs not winning. They need more of that. There's no market.
It's not a versus thing. Why do you keep making it a versus
I'm making
thing?
So you're taking this the wrong way. I'm all about the positivity.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm all about the positivity. But this is a huge anya to a lot of people in this country. Yeah, I said it.
You said anya.
Anya. A-Y-U-X-O-T-Q-N-E.
Oh, my God. And now there's a championship parade, and we got to snipe for a championship parade. I don't understand why you're upset. And what?
Snipe me again. 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday. Tim McAuliffe, myself. We just had this night. Tim McAuliffe, myself, Dina Pugliese of Breakfast Television in Toronto, live with a cast of thousands from Exhibition Place all the way up to Nathan Phillips Square, the Raptors Parade live here on Sportsnet and City TV. It is going to be a heck of a thing. It'll be my 5th career parade. I can't wait for it.
So, what? Your 5th? What other parades have you done?
I just always like to say there's the Shriners.
Right. Courtney is confused. Is Sid Seixeiro happy they won or angry? Regardless, this is the most epic start to a show ever.
I am elated for the fan base they won, Tim. I am elated for basketball fans, for people who've covered this game, for lovers of the game. I am happy for them.
So why are you yelling right now?
Because it's an I told you so at the same time. It's an I told you so at the same. Look at this. People are going to have this tattooed on themselves in the next week.
Yeah, they will.
Possibly for free from a place looking for free publicity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
I'll take one on the calf, please. And a Nick Nurse behind the knee.
Mm-hmm.
This is epic. And it was shouted down for decades in this country. Well, you and I sat here and talked about everything. And now it's a thing. Now it's 7 million people watching coast to coast on either Bell or Rogers. Now it's people getting together all over the place in parks, in CFL stadiums, doesn't matter where they are, MLS games, watching basketball at the highest level by Masai Ujiri's team. This was always in the cards. We knew it was always in the cards. The cards showed up. We saw everyone's hand. 7 million. That's why I'm both excited and pissed at the same time.
All right.
Did that make any sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. Farhan writes in and says, Sid is my spirit animal.
Guys,
I'm afraid for you, Farhan.
Tim, something's wrong with Elmo.
I'm afraid.
Is Elmo okay?
I believe,
what's going on with Elmo? I've never got this
opening of this show. By the way, this is still the cold open of our show? Is that what's going on?
We haven't started the show yet.
Right. And finally, Silvio. Bruno doesn't play for the Raptors, so does it matter that he's 2 years away? Way to go, Silvio!
Well, there it happened, Tim.
You figured it out, Silvio.
My 20-year career has been destroyed by Silvio.
Oh, Silvio. You don't get a show. Ace writes in. Run this music the whole show. At Tim and Sid.
Even during Doug Smith?
We just might.
Okay.
We just might. We want to hear from you today. What's your greatest Raptor memory? I don't want last night. I want up until this point. At one point, the greatest Raptor memory was beating the Chicago Bulls in a regular season game.
Yep.
And that thing lasted like a decade. That was like the greatest moment in franchise history for a decade. Beating a good team in the really good team maybe the best team of all time. In the regular season, because they got drunk in Toronto, which ended up happening a lot in this franchise. And what is the tough Raptor memory? The one that just gnawed at you like Sixero. You're his spirit animal. What's the one memory you can now put to rest because they are NBA champions? That's what I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to be a part of this show today. I want you to either vent or exult in the music that is an NBA championship for the Toronto Raptors to your ears. We want you to be involved. 59 Jurassic Parks across Canada last night. I was told no one cared west of Thunder Bay.
It would be mean. It would be mean to rank the Jurassic Parks. That would be kind of mean, right?
Would it?
Like, what's the worst Jurassic Park?
Would it?
Like, some guy's Crescent, 8 people show up with lawn chairs.
Well, but is that the worst? Because that would be fun. I would go
I'd have
sit
a
with
good
that
time.
dude.
But in terms of other Jurassic Parks, that would suck worse. Raptor fans and new Raptor fans, and I want to embrace everyone here, because I know people last night that watched that entire game that have never watched an NBA game in their life.
Right.
Remember that basketball game, an NBA game in their life. They're now in.
Yeah, they're
I
in.
want to be inclusive, because that's what this team is. It's inclusive. They are from all 4 corners of the globe. This is a truly multicultural, multinational team, a true representative of the city of Toronto and parts of Canada. Oh,
Are you running it back?
We're gonna run it back on the first one.
Oh my God. Rack it up, Danny G!
Did you just?
Rack it up, Danny G!
That's the worst Jack impression I've ever heard.
Rack it up, Danny G.
That's.
No? That's not?
Is he a leprechaun? What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing? I'm the leprechaun.
Hey! Rack it up with Danny G!
Brought to you by MG. What are you doing? That's the worst Jack impression I've ever heard.
I tried.
Hey,
leave me alone. I'm fired
rack
up.
it up, Danny G.
That's a good one.
I want to congratulate
The fan base.
the fan.
Yeah, me too.
Let's really get down to it here, because Match Game's already trending at Tim and Sid, hashtag Match Game on Twitter. Thank you guys. We're gonna get into that in a second. A lot of these young people out there, Tim, they don't know about 92 and 93, right?
No, they don't.
They don't know about the Jays. They don't know what that was like. They don't know what a championship is like in this country when there's 1 or maybe 2 teams. Expos were still alive back then, barely. So for them to enjoy this as often as they did, and to witness stories like Kyle. I've never always been a Kyle guy. I'll be honest about that. He turned it around on me. To watch Kawhi go about his business. To see Nick Nurse go about his business. And it is just an incredible moment for you guys. So I'll give you one of those. Congratulations. Always stay safe out there, other than some yahoos last night. I thought everyone kept to themselves pretty well, had a really good time.
No, you're right.
There was a couple of idiots. I still don't understand how you punch in windows for a cop car and get away with it, but topic for another day.
Right.
And congratulations to you. Enjoy the weekend, and hopefully you're with us on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, Sportsnet, City TV for the parade.
All right. Brett, my favorite Raptor memory, without a doubt. Primo. Luis.
Do you think he regretted the Primo?
I need Sid as my lawyer. Michael, Sid is speaking to my soul. And Bill, you don't get this show.
Turn that stupid. How dare you?